I am Brian Sabion, and I will discuss the training for self-governance, government reorganization, and the civil service here in Philippines during the American Colonial Period. So without any further ado, let us begin. So training for self-governance. With the existence of general peace and order, Americans had put practice what their leaders had promised, and that is to give us Filipinos the benefit of wise and just administration, to give us civil liberties that our ancestors have never experienced during Spanish colonial rule, and to train our ancestors of self-government as preparation for independence. But even with these privileges, still there are escalating rumors about the Americans. Like maybe they don't believe that our ancestors were ready for independence, or maybe the Americans were not yet willing to give up the Philippines as their colony, thus hunting the government under a Filipino who is wealthy, pro-American, and westernized in their lifestyles. The independence was not given immediately. It took several steps for Americans to give the independence to us. First, they passed the Copper Law, or the Philippine Bill of 1902, which gave us the right to be represented in the lawmaking body through the elected delegates. And 14 years later, Americans passed the Jones Law, which they are finally handing over the lawmaking body exclusively for us instead of only having a representative. It is also stated in the law that they will grant independence to us as soon as a stable government could be established. And Americans under Governor General Francis Burton Harrison implemented the Philippinization, which employing trained Filipinos in low and high position in government. And also, American Congress passed the Tidings-McDuffie Act in 1934, which provided for the establishment of transition government, which Philippines will finally be given independence after the transition period. So about the government reorganization. Government reorganization was implemented to make the local governance effective and systematic. With a committee personnel of two Filipino lawyers and three American military officers, they formulated plans on how to reorganize the municipal government under the American jurisdiction. With the President McKinley's approval of Municipal Code Act passed by the Philippine Commission that were still under the occupation of the Americans. The stated law provides that the municipal government was to be administered by the municipal president, the municipal vice president, and the municipal council. These officials were to be elected every 2 years, and the privilege of voting was limited only for the males that are 23 years old and over, had resided in the municipality for at least 6 months, had held a position in town government during the Spanish regime, or owned a property worth 500 pesos, or paid taxes worth 30 pesos a year, and who could speak and write in English or Spanish. This is pretty ironic for the just government that they are building, since it is very unfair for the women and the poor and the less educated people. Philippine Commission also passed the Provincial Code Act in order to reorganize the provincial government. According to this law, the provincial government was to be administered by a board, and the board is composed of a governor, a treasurer, and a supervisor. The governor, with term of 2 years, was to be elected by the qualified voters of the province, and the rest of the board members were to be appointed. On the early years, appointed officials were Americans and later replaced by Filipinos by 1916. Since then, the provincial government was completely Filipinized. The civil service. So, Philippine Commission also passed the Civil Service Act in the year 1900. Still, during the American colonial, according to this law, all government employees, whether in the municipal or provincial or national government, shall be placed under the administrative control of the Bureau of Civil Service. This bureau was under the control and supervision of the Governor General. It also stated that all persons who were interested in joining government service is required to take competitive examinations that are and these ex, and these competitive examinations are given by the Bureau of Civil Service. The introduction of civil service also set up the merit system, in which only individual positive qualities and abilities are counted when it comes to promotions. So, what's the purpose of this law? The purpose of this law is to minimize or eliminate the influences from politics and church, hence making the civil service the civil service system is efficient and professional. And that would be all, and thank you for watching my video, and take care always.